Hello, hello, and welcome to the latest CST Watch Along. It's Brad Weigel here. I know I'm jumping in a little bit late tonight. I had to do the Funkle thing, watch nieces and nephews. But just wanted to hop in here and figure, 2-0 NYCFC. Have changed a couple things around. Come around, do a little watch along, see if FC Cincinnati can figure out some of the offense and turn things around. You know what? If you want to hop in with some of your questions or comments 30 minutes into this match so far, I'd love to take them, love to talk to you. You know what? We can make this a little, talk it out session. I think we said, one point in time we had ML or CST after hours where we asked Subs questions and got your thoughts on the CST couch. So if you get your questions in, we can discuss. Right now, it looks like not a good start for the Orange and Blue, giving up a goal 30 seconds into Matrita, and then as I just turned this game on here a little bit ago, give up another poor goal. Looks like a heck of a lot of spacing that FC Cincinnati's conceding to the opponents. I was listening to the New York broadcast, and it looked like it was pretty much one way. Basically all NYCFC all this first half so far. Looks like FC Cincinnati had one goal, but Amaya wasn't able to put it away. Make sure you get your questions in here. I'm going to change up one of our banners here, but yeah, get your questions in. You can answer. I've seen some asking about when TT's coming back. We'll see. We'll see there. I can't imagine that he would lose his spot too long for being away. Just going. I would assume going home and possibly getting his green card. Bobby Edwards is on the bench tonight, so it leads me to believe that that's still more of a quarantine thing than a losing his spot thing. But get your questions in. I'll be happy to take them. Eric Turner, when does TT get back? Looks like not soon enough. Larry, I know we were messaging on Facebook earlier. Not looking good. Looks like a lack of energy out there, and I don't know if it's NYCFC's looking better or if it's FC Cincinnati looking poor. A lot of you guys know the Hagelin news today coming public that he is out with COVID-19, so he's out for the foreseeable future. Don't know what the effects that has on the team. I mean, it's got to be massive. I'm sure a lot of the guys deep down are probably scared. We're all living with it day to day. I can't imagine how that affects the locker room, especially. So love to get your guys' questions in. Tons of stuff coming in. So Drew, what do we do to fix the offense? Not sure there's a ton we can do right now. I think a lot of us are having to place our hope on Alvaro Barrial, who hopefully will be here in a couple weeks. I believe he's in town quarantining. I think the front office is hopeful with him that he's at least been playing and practicing, so he'll be in more in-game shape. So when he's cleared, he'll be able to fit right in. Kamahela Makocha, we saw a video of him on the sidelines this week. I still think his longer match fitness is yet to be seen, but I think FC Cincinnati's going to try something. We're at a point in this year. I was talking with Brian earlier. We're at a point where they can't be getting a point, even though we feel like, we take a point against Union midweek. Those are games that you got to win in Major League Soccer. You're at home midweek. Doesn't matter who you play. That's a game where you'd like to pick 3. So, Drew, unfortunately, I'm not sure that there's going to be many new options. If they are, I'm not sure they would be domestic. And if they are, that would be our only hope, getting help in here quickly. But FC Cincinnati still holds that number 1 allocation spot, so you never know what they can get in return here. Brandon, does FC Cincinnati score in practice? Well, they show videos of that they do, but not transitioning to game speed right now. Great question, the FCC fan. Any chance of getting some Hoffenheim players soon after the partnership? Again, I think that goes back to, if you want to answer seriously, get in. Oh, I'm at the 34-minute mark. Looks like a header just went wide. A little bit might have been offside, but I think that's more of a long-term thing. I think that the closest news you'll see would be something like Amaya or somebody, which I have no idea if that's going to happen, would maybe go there post this after this season, get some time with that club and keep them in shape ready for 2021. So, Nui, Richie not sharp tonight. Yep. DePlan is better than Vanderwerf. I'm still holding hope that DePlan has a future. He just hasn't done enough. Right now, NYCFC streaking down 35th minute, just goes off the just out Alexander Ring. These guys are coming out with a lot of different energies. Two different, just, you look at FC Cincinnati, and they are just conceding way too much space. Way too much space. Excuse me, I'm trying to get Rob Pierce in here, but they're just conceding way too much space, and you can't do that against a team like NYCFC. Even though they have players hurt, they still have tons of weapons. Dotson, Kenny safe leaving. Does he look more and more intelligent? I mean, he's been gone for a while, Juan, but he's doing all right. It looks like overseas. I think he's in Poland right now, but he's finally doing better after a rough couple of seasons for him. Mark, howdy, folks. Ready for some bourbon? Yeah, I think I got Bud Light tonight here, Mark, but I did pick up a nice new one of the first bourbons that came out this week from Northside Distilling. So I'm excited to try it. It's 118 proof though, so we'll see. It's a bit strong. All right, Dr. Darcy, look how not at the fire post. Same story, different week, Dr. Darcy. All right, so what changes would you guys try to make at half if Coach Stom can? Is there anything that you would do? It almost, to me, it's like with this Ring injury right now, he needs to get into him, and to me, I think it's more mental right now than physical. These guys just look a bit off. They're just a step slow, like you saw that Medina foul on that injury. He was just a bit behind the play. And I think, if Stom can get his players over there on the sideline and have it out a little bit, sometimes these guys got to be lit into and just got to change it up a little bit. The speed it is not there. Looks like we will be joined by Rob Pierce here in a couple minutes. It's been a day for some of the CS tiers here. We've been all around. I know Rob was trying to do this, and he had a couple things going on at the old abode. So we'll see. But yeah, make sure you get your questions into the private chat if you can, and we would be happy to answer. If you guys haven't checked out as well, we had an awesome guest on Monday. As Ring comes out, looks like Jesus Medina is coming in. We had an awesome guest Monday night on the live show, Coach Larry Sunderland, who's the head of the academy, director of player development. He was awesome. I just love talking with him and seeing his future of the club. I'm not sure what you guys thought of the interview, but it was cool to talk about how, the things with the academy, about how he envisions, things like dorms and transportation systems, getting kids out from the West End out to the, to the Mercy Health Training Complex. So just a lot of cool stuff right now here in the 38-44 for me. Looks like Vanderwerf or Lacadia are going to stand over this free kick. Looks like Lacadia. Oh, man. Thanks, Dr. Darcy. Man, that was a good hit by Lacadia. Forces a tough save from Sean Johnson. Man, that was a good hit. Maybe that's what he needs. Maybe he just needs to see the ball go towards the net. He's having hell of enough time just putting it on frame. So that was something close to see. Jer Strand so close. Larry Wickel, change after the half. Push way up. 3 players up top. Try to pressure. Give up goals if need be. Well, we're not going to get them anyway. I would assume that's what you're meaning. Yeah, I think Stom's going to have a decision to make at halftime. I don't mind keeping like the 3-5-2 for right now. But maybe he moves it something to like a 4-4-2, which they're kind of that way when they go forward anyway. But, I wouldn't be shocked to see some sort of formation change at half because there's no difference in this league losing 4-0 or 2-0. So I think at some point he's going to have to go for it. Maybe it's another coaching opportunity. I'd love for them to turn this game around, but we'll see what happens. Thanks, Dr. Darcy, for the Good news. Drew, no idea if it would work, but since we are way down, 2 subs. Harris for Kubo. Drop Amaya back to the deeper. I'm assuming you mean like a 6. Cruz to Amaya's spot, which play would be maybe like the 8, and play Kubo as attacking midfielder. Drew, I would just love to see Kubo forward, whether that's in the front of a 4-3-3, whether that's a 4-4-2. I would just love to see him out of that hole, because I'm not sure he's the guy that can play on the turn. I almost feel like he needs to know which way to go and run at it. And, I think maybe the wing where he can play pretty much what's out in front of him, I think that might be more effective for Kubo. We'll see. The coaching staff knows, but something needs to change. I don't know if we need to keep doing more and more of the same. Larry, 3-4-3, something like that. I wouldn't mind seeing Kubo out on the wing. I do love your point, though. I mean, it's all stuff we can try, but I think Matt Doyle had a good review this season so far. He gave FC Cincinnati a C-, and basically came down to like they're not getting anything out of the DPs, and there's too much similarity between all 3 players. But yeah, I just would love to see Kubo. I think he's played all of his stops have been on some sort of the striker or second forward. Love to see something like that. More passing leads to less dribbling. Yeah, I think if FC Cincinnati can play faster with the ball, I honestly prefer playing and picking up space through passing than just dribbling, because dribbling gives the defense time to come back and drop in and make things tough for you. If FC Cincinnati can start picking out passes between the lines, you play from that front to the middle from the back to the middle to the front, and then especially when the midfield can start to play balls. That's when you saw FC Cincinnati had success against the Red Bulls last weekend, is that they were able to start playing balls behind that New York front line or back line, excuse me. And that's how you saw a lot of the chances were created. So could we put Locadia as the 10 for hold up play? I liked what he did last week with Vasquez last Saturday. But I didn't like what he did midweek against the Union. I felt like, not again. 3-0. That's not good. Sorry. Brutal play. Brutal play. Too slow. Rob Pierce joining in, buddy.
How are y'all doing tonight?
You know what? I was really like creating the podcast or creating the show and sitting down, and NYCFC scores their second. Now I see you jump in, boom, third.
Yeah.
Not good.
No, not good at all. I've seen probably about 15 total minutes of this match so far, including the second and third goals. So.
Right. No, Matrita, dude. I mean, I think the thing that's crazy, and forgive me if I'm wrong, but I don't think so. But he hasn't been playing for NYCFC for some reason. Dahlia, the coach, I want to say hasn't rated him. He just hasn't been playing. I think he's one of their DPs, and he's had a lot. Yeah, he's a DP. He just hasn't played a lot. He's had 10 games, but he only 6 starts. And maybe with the injury to Haybear, Dahlia was finally forced to go to Matrita to get some creativity. So it looks like it was a good move. Gutman, I don't know what Gutman, is it Gutman or is it Vanderwerf? I think he's got to get his head on a swivel a little bit more. It's Vanderwerf, excuse me. Go ahead.
Are you over the air or streaming?
I am streaming right now.
Okay, so I'm probably ahead of you.
Oh, excuse me. You were asking what am I doing? I'm on cable.
Okay.
So I don't know what you're doing. What are you doing?
I got over the air on Star 64.
Okay, so you're about the same. I'm like 44, 29, 30.
44, 36.
Okay, so you're like 3 or 4 seconds. Hey, I like this, man, versus Clay and Coach. Yeah. They're all trying to stream on YouTube. Like, come on, guys. It makes it tough for our listeners. Oh, man. I think at this point it's going to be FC Cincinnati's going to have to make some sort of move to a 4-4-3, or excuse me, 4-4-2 or 4-3-3. I didn't watch Chelsea's first half, Mark, but I heard the whole match was pretty much not good. Did you get to watch much soccer today?
I did. I saw every minute of Everton and Crystal Palace. It's got me kind of trying to figure out what a handball is these days. And then I saw the last 20 minutes of Chelsea and West Brom.
Yeah. All right. Chelsea must have scored a couple late, right?
Yeah, they came all the way back to tie.
See, I saw the future forecast here, and I was like, it's going to get cold. So I just tried to decide to fit in the last, couple hours of summer as much as I could. So that's why I was a little bit late to this. We were out with my brother and sister's kids, and they were riding their bikes, and just a good little day, good little family day. A little bit better than this FC Cincinnati team's looking right now. Yeah, Joe. Not looking good so far, fella. Not looking good so far. But we can all talk it out together. We're all in pain. We all feel it. Yep. To me, every goal that's scored against FC Cincinnati, I feel it still hurts. Even though we've been through this for 2 years now, I still love it. So it's like, I don't know.
It's a long road back, especially with only one offensive sub with Kubo.
Nui. Oh, dude, that was so. Yeah, no pepper pizza tonight. No, not doing that again. I talked to my wife post show, and I was like, she's like, "How do you like it?" And I was like, "Oh, I wasn't able to eat it." And she was like, "What?" I said, "Did you cook the pepper first?" And she said, "No, I just put the raw pepper and the sauce." I was like, "Oh, it just wasn't the right texture for me." So maybe we'll have to try it again. But not good.
What are you drinking tonight, Brad?
Bud Light. Bud Light. That's what I was drinking earlier. Ollie would love 4-3 FC Cincinnati. If that happens, I'll get a Lacadia tattoo. Write it down. FC Cincinnati wins this game 4-3. I'll get the tattoo of whoever scores all those goals. So, but all right, halftime, 3-0. Get your 3-word reviews in. Sadly for me, not good enough is not strong enough of a review. What do you got so far, Rob?
Again, I've missed about half the half, but
I need therapy.
That's a good one. That sounds about right. I mean, you give up a goal in the first minute, and I mean, you could come back from that, sure, but we've kind of seen when this team can go down a goal, how it can turn into 2 and 3, and it can snowball like that. And I mean, with Nick Hagland's situation, I'm sure that's kind of weighing in on their minds. This probably, just wasn't an easy day for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I'm listening. Excuse me, it's closed caption, so trying to read and see what Coach Stomp's saying. But yeah, too many self-inflicted wounds again by FC Cincinnati. That's my 3-word: self-inflicted wounds. That's it. Again, it's like, Amaya, you need to score. That's FC Cincinnati's chance to get back into this game. All of a sudden, it's 1-1, and the players pick their heads back up. He misses that heads dip. Again, you see a drop of energy. 2-0. And then 3-0. It's like you're just giving too much space, not enough urgency. So we've seen that too often. It's like we have 2 good games and then boom, blowout. 2 good games, blowout. 2 good games, blowout. Unfortunately, I picked a 1-1 draw this week. That does not look like it's going to happen. But
I had a 1-1 draw, and then I changed it this afternoon to a 2-0 loss.
You dog. Trying to see which look looks better. Oh, so you picked 2-0. I should have. I was like with Hagland. I was like, that's going to be a tough road to hoe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Jeremy Schran, I am so worried that more players are going to test positive for COVID-19. Well, first of all, before we dig into this, just prayers and wishes for Nick Hagland and his family. We actually have a couple cases on my wife's side of the family. with a couple in-laws that they are just really sick. So I know exactly, you know, I've seen, hearing and seeing what they're going through. Once in the hospital, once at home. It's got to be tough. So I'm sure his mental state right now it's got to be brutal.
Yeah.
But so first of all, my wishes are with him. But yeah, I was kind of surprised that this game did go forward, especially how late in the week we found this news out. If it was like Tuesday, I'd have more comfort that they did all the adequate testing and whatnot. But there are people who make a lot more money than me making those decisions. So
yeah, I know we were talking internally this afternoon, like why are they playing this game? I still don't have a good answer.
Yeah, I understand we're getting late in the season. MLS wants to get all the matches they could in, but it's just one match. Right now, FC Cincinnati, at least they don't play midweek. I just, yeah, and you don't know how that's weighing on the players right now. So
yeah,
Ollie Perry, I get this. I love this. Well, first of all, win second half, and then it's get one goal early in the second half, and then attack, and that's what you got to do. If you're gonna, I just want to see a building block in this half. I think probably the New York momentum is probably going to drop, so they're going to be probably more willing to concede space than they were earlier in the match. That's very natural. It's a very human thing to do. So I'd love to see how FC Cincinnati at least can move, and hopefully some of that space that will open up. And they gotta get something early if they want to plan on getting this back. So
it can be done. I mean, we saw. I mean, FC Cincinnati's hardly Chelsea, but I mean, it happened earlier.
Yeah. All right. I'm trying to read some of the comments here, so pardon me. So when's Liverpool play, Rob?
Monday against Arsenal.
Ooh.
Big one.
Yeah, that'll be a decent one. Arsenal was playing well.
The winner will join Everton up there at the top.
They're playing well.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they got the pieces. We say that every year almost. It's like Everton's gonna do well, and then they just kind of underperform. So let's take a look at some of these stats here through the first half, and a lot of this is predictable. All of a sudden, my computer is freezing. So Rob, if you can still hear me, here we go.
Yep, I hear you.
Got it. All right. Passing, FC Cincinnati, 74%. Just getting creamed on the passing stats. Overall, 63.3 to 36.7 possession. Duels won, New York, so they're out hustling us. Clearances, they got 9. It's like first shot, first foul, first goal. They're whipping it. Shots 12-4, at least out of the 4 from FC Cincinnati, 2 are on target, which is double the match last week, but just not good stuff. Clifford Adams, this is another quote-unquote let-down game.
Yeah.
What are the Reds doing? Somebody needs to give me a Reds update. It's good to see them back.
Yeah, I caught the bottom of the 9th last night. That was really exciting.
Coach sent this in our Slack. FC Cincinnati doesn't play that back 5 correctly. Defensively, you should never have all 5 guys along the back line. The ball side wing back should push forward like a wide midfielder. When they all line up across the back, the team is a man short in the midfield. Hence, the ease of play from New York City. And that's even more true when you don't when you got 2 forwards and Vasquez and Licata. One thing that I'm very 2-1 Reds, nice Abe. Appreciate that. You know what I'm very disappointed in through the last match and a half is Alan Cruz. Like, we finally are like, yeah, here we go. You get him in the midfield. This is the midfield we want to see of Medellin and Amaya and Cruz. He has done nothing. Nothing to me. So just very, very disappointed. I thought he would be like the key that starts to unlock the offense. And right now I'm just not seeing it.
I wonder if he's in training developing those, those partnerships that you like to see, and whether that's translating into the match.
Clifford Adams, they should play 8 at the back at this point. Build the wall. They need to do that when it's 0-0, Clifford. Not 3-0. That's not good. Ollie Perry, FC Cincinnati would do well without a center back for a manager. I tweeted this before the match, and this would have been my pregame comments, but I wasn't able to get here in time. If FC Cincinnati does somehow limp into this playoffs, somehow eke into this playoffs, which is not hard in this conference this year, they get 10 spots. He deserves a medal. And it's true. I mean, look at the bench. He's got Kubo, and that's it, as far as an offensive change. So the guy doesn't have many pieces. The pieces, you think about who they traded away, and Kakutamane and Fatai Lasha, like they would have had roles here. And then Seemed Young has been hurt, can't play. Another player like Said Abdul Salam, he's a defender, but he's had some stuff, some ability to go forward a bit in his career. FC Cincinnati just doesn't have any other option. So to try to get different results with the same crew is very, very challenging, especially when he took, even worse results under the past regimes and brought them up to this level. Now it's like, how do you get them to the next level? And I'm not sure that the pieces are there. I believe Gerard Nijkamp added talent. Sim Young, he's got talent. Kubo's got talent, but just like these pieces, they're still not quite fitting.
This is another thing I think we're talking about internally. You look at Alashe and Mane moving out, and sure, it's going to help them in the long term. But boy, they could sure use those guys right about now.
Right? Yeah. If you think what Kakutamane could do, he could at least create some space right now.
Yeah.
The defense of New York can key on one or two players, take them out of the game, and then that's it. I just hate right now when FC Cincinnati gives up a goal, and it's like you just see all the hands up. Go. Ugh. Pardon me, I just had shoulder surgery last week, so I can't get that high. But it just drives me nuts. And it's like there's nobody looking. Vanderwerf is just not looking back post. Now, I know it's his first half as the right center back, but guy's been all over the place. Alan Cruz at least hustling back there to try to make a tackle. Joe Zhao late to the play. Vanderwerf doesn't have his head on a swivel. A lot of lackadaisical play that you would think would have been cut out in high school soccer. Now they're showing Amaya's goal. He just panicked. Simple enough. Just panicked. Tried to take it way too quickly, way too early. Jeremy, is it possible to fix the roster for next year? What's your goal for next year, Jeremy? Is your goal MLS Cup? Is your goal making the playoffs? I feel that it's very likely to see a turnaround like what Minnesota United did still. There's going to be a lot of contracts, or some contracts that come off the books. Some players won't be renewed. And then I think FC Cincinnati will be able to still make a lot. They'll still be able to make a lot of changes, but it will still be a tough road to hoe. Like, I fully expect players like Matthew Duplan and Nick Hagelin to be back because they simply have green cards. That is such a wonderful commodity to have if you can get it for a player in this league with the domestic rules. There's really not many options for FC Cincinnati to go out there and get impact domestic players, which you need in this league. They wasted that opportunity with the original roster build. They're not going to have all that allocation money to go out there and purchase players. So you're going to have to see some players come in, maybe via trades, maybe they get something in the expansion draft through a trade, or you're seeing some of the reentry drafts, or maybe the MLS free agency. So that they're going to have to do better and make better work of those and find those pieces that'll fit. I understand why he made some of the moves he did, just getting talent, because there was such a talent deficit. Now I think we have enough talent to compete, just that talent doesn't go together. But so is it possible? Yes. Are we expecting them to win MLS Cup next year? For me, no, but maybe you've got a different thought, Rob.
No, I think you're pretty much spot on. It'll be interesting to see what transpires in the transfer window between seasons, because that they're going to want some sort of splash to open up the new stadium, But I guess the question is, how big is the splash going to be? I don't think FC Cincinnati is all of a sudden going to be LAFC or Atlanta United or somebody like that. But if they can contend and be in the hunt for a playoff spot, maybe even be able to get a game, playoff game at the West End Stadium, then that's something at least.
Like if you think about it, we have 9 international spots, and I think our impact players are going to have to come in the international market. 9 international spots. Hopefully, TT and Vanderwerf will, get green cards. So for this year, that would be then we have 2 open, but really that for next year that would mean we'd have 7 of 8 taken. I'm not sure we bring back Harris Medullion, and so that means you've got 2 more spots available. Maybe Seem to Young, that would maybe make you 3 spots available. So I think you could get 2 to 3 again impact players from the international market. But it's going to be, how does FC Cincinnati attack the domestic market? I'm just not sure. I'm not sure they have the allocation money. So Gerard's going to have to get creative again. But this league, teams have to make changes every year. Some come up, some go down. So we'll see how they can take advantage. How many international spots will FCC have open next year? Who is filling international spots right now that you could see leave? Kind of like what I just said. They've got, each team gets 8. Each team gets 8. FC Cincinnati acquired 1 for the rest of the year, so they could get Barrial and Makocho. So right now, that would mean 1 player would have to leave because we only get 8. We've got 9 right now, and that's if we don't get any green cards. So, like I said, I think Vanderwerf and Teton, if they want any hope of staying, Vanderwerf will be here next year. TT will need 1 if he wants to stay. So I think you probably have 2 to 3 open. I think De Jong will leave. I don't think he'll be here after this year. He's shown no. I wouldn't keep him even right now. I mean, Lacadia, I'm not sure I wouldn't try to terminate that early.
Yeah, look, that's the big dilemma. What do you do with Lacadia? I think
a sub this half, real quick, Rob. Yeah. Looks like Matthew Duplan's coming in. I'm guessing it's for Vanderwerf, which that would be a shocker.
Is he out there, Vanderwerf?
I don't see Vanderwerf out there, I don't think. I'm going to see what formation they're going to.
I think it's Pedersen.
You think? I think you're right. Yep, Vanderwerf's still out there. Looks like FC Cincinnati going to a back 4 in my mind. Looks like they're going to a back 4. Duplan, Waston, Vanderwerf, and Gutman. You got Frankie and Medullion playing in the midfield. I'm assuming they're going to post Zhao up. Ooh. Going to post Zhao up more. Lacadia is dropping deeper. But, yeah, I think we're going to see something like a 4-4 or 4-3-3, 4-4-2, something. I'll let you know in a minute. Again, I also cannot hear why Pedersen's been taken out. Larry, hot take. When we go down 0-5, do we throw Bobby Edwards in? No. Yeah, I think he's a great guy, but I mean, I have no idea how he is as a goalie.
They just had Alex Deck on. I couldn't hear it. Okay. Medical.
Yep.
Okay.
I didn't see it, but you never know.
Mm-hmm.
When you get pulled off at halftime, nobody ever wants to be pulled off at half, especially for 4-3.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like it's some sort of, I don't know. Maybe they're still in the 3-man back. I don't know. Duplan with an early foul. Yeah, Larry, he will not make us lose. That is true. Already doing it. We're good enough at doing that ourselves.
Right.
This is going to be a fun player ratings. If we go back to all this, man. I've gotten like I think one of these days, I've always talked about it, but just doing player ratings to emojis. Just,
That'd be creative.
do I still have to do like an article afterwards? Ooh, Deplan with a little extra chippiness stepping on the back of the.
If you could get away character-wise with a tweet or maybe a couple tweets, that would suffice.
Rob's our editor, man, so I got to be careful when I ask this stuff. Like, if it goes like 5-0, Rob, totally. I'm just gonna put the emoji. That's it. Ronnie Dahlia looks like he's down 3-0 and he's up 3-0. Who does FC Cincinnati play next weekend?
Minnesota at Minnesota.
Minnesota at Minnesota. Oh, that was great memory.
Yeah.
Let me switch this here. At Minnesota. They're playing well, man.
They are.
Oop. Something just happened upstairs.
That 7-1 though last year, that was the perfect storm because that was an international weekend, was it not? So we had, they FC Cincinnati had some players missing, right?
I don't remember. I the only thing I remember about that game, I don't if we had our summer FC Cincinnati, or excuse me, we had our summer CST get together at my house to watch the game. We had a pool party. It was like we were down 3-0, and we just set the TV like on a table next to the pool, and we were just like, screw this. We're like done. That's all I really remember about it. I couldn't even tell you who scored and whatnot. I feel like Maddox scored early or something, and then we lost a ton, but maybe that was Orlando. I don't know. All these games just run together anymore. Unfortunately. It's like, I don't know how they fix this. I don't. There's so much work to be done still.
Yeah.
But then you see teams, like I said, who like Minnesota, who look utterly like this, unplayable for 2 seasons, and then you go out and get guys like Iko Para and Ozzy Alonso, and they turn around their playoff teams. So there's just too much space. FC Cincinnati just concedes way too much space. Get on these guys. Get on them. Make it tough for them to pass the ball. The only person who tries to close down players, it's Amaya. Like, that's it. And even Medina does close down on players. He's just not like the fastest guy in the world. But he's selective when he does it. But other than that, there's just no pressure. You've got to get on these players. Like, well, there's no point of having a high line and pressing another team if you're just going to give them all the room. Like, I mean, as soon as we get the ball, New York is on us. Or if they have to sag a little bit, they're still on the runners. When we get the ball, there's no time or space.
Yep.
New York gets the ball, it's like, geez Louise, they could, pull up a table and chairs, have lunch before anybody will even touch them.
Yeah, that's about right.
Spencer looks like he has weights in his shoes tonight. He probably feels a little used and abused right now. It's just not good when you're under pressure for 90 minutes without any sense of like relief, like no sense where you can just take a breath for 1 second. Oop, that's going to get a card from Gutman. Just booting that into the... Oh, he's going to talk into you. He just booted that in the stands. I was like, oh, that's a card. That's a card pretty much every day. I'm wondering, are our fans like tuning out of this game and going over to watch the Reds or what? Like, I'd love to know what's the thought process right now.
It'd be hard to blame him.
Right. Well, like the other day, we had a show, and I think it was Monday night when we had Larry on. It was like when the Reds were done or something good happened. I was like, we saw our numbers jump. It was just funny. That's not looking good. Looks like they just hit a home run. Oh, off the wall? I don't know. I just flipped it over. I'm guilty myself. 3-2 Minnesota. Ugh. Not good. All right, getting back to the soccer. Is this a conditioning or tactical issue? We look so fat and slow. I don't know about fat. I mean, you should see any of these dudes take the shirt. Like, that's one of the things, like, I hate when they call professional athletes lazy. Like, I hate it because, like, you don't get to this spot being lazy, and that doesn't look good. Looks like Goodman just popped his hammy or he's cramping or something.
I hope it's just a cramp.
Yeah, get him out. Take him out now. Bring Garza in.
There you go.
I hope it's just a cramp. But yeah, Larry, is this a conditioning or tactical? I think it's more of a tactical, but I'm not sure but anybody else could really get much more out of this squad. I don't think it's like Stom's holding anything back. I think he goes, this is what I got. I've got to like try to at least get something out of it, and we'll see. I prefer wins, but losses don't. I'm assuming losses don't bother me when I look competitive. Wednesday and today or not. Yeah. A coach in high school to me always says, I don't mind losing. But I hate getting beat. And beat is like when you don't put in the effort, you excuse me. Yeah. Yeah, I don't mind losing. I don't mind losing, but I don't like getting beat. Yeah. You got to put the effort in. If you don't put the effort in, you don't make the tackles, you're slow to the ball, self-inflicted wounds, like it's got to drive Coach Stom nuts. If you play well and the team just.
So here we go, Garza for Gutman.
Right. Jeremy, yeah, I'm sure the crazy between, the COVID test today and the travel, it's tough. It's got to be tough.
Yeah.
It's not easy right now, but it's every match they look inept going forward.
I will say this about Stom. He's pretty good about, knowing what needs to change and then changing it. Like that first MLS is back tournament in Orlando, they got blown out against the Crew, and then he says, okay, we've got to work on defense. And then, what was it? A couple weeks, I think it was just here a couple weeks ago against NYCFC when he switched to the 3-4-3. And so he knows when a formation change needs to be made. And he knows what to do with what he's got.
I just think our guys need to do better. They just need to do better.
Mm-hmm.
They need to be better on the ball. Your $10 million DP strikers got to put the ball on net. Your midfield and your defense can't be giving the ball away in dangerous spots. The problem, like right here, Amaya just gave the ball away. He's the only guy then left, like in that midfield. So you have a bunch of New York defenders closing down on him. It's tough. You gotta give your defense some options if you're the front. You can't just stand there. You gotta create some runs. Overall, it's bad. No, there you go. There's at least a try for a long ball. There's nothing going forward in the midfield. Like I don't know. I'm sure Stom has those questions at night, like just laying there. Where do I start? Where do I start to fix this? Where do I start?
I'm trying to think of what potential subs beside yeah. So he's made. So what? You get 3 opportunities, right?
You get 3 opportunities plus halftime.
Okay.
So
well, here comes.
Made one at half.
Here comes Stanko.
So that's 2.
That's
so that's no, because halftime doesn't count.
Oh, that's right. Halftime doesn't count. You said that.
So he'll have Stanko for Amaya. So he's just pulling off bodies. He's just trying to preserve people right now.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll have one more after this. One more. So he's done 3 of 5 subs, but he's only used 2
windows.
2 windows. So to me, he'll only have one more window for 2 subs. So I would assume Kubo. Oop. Ice skates. It sounds like on the broadcast that they think that Stomp's just trying to rotate his team now with getting Amaya out of there, and he's wondering what Dahlia might do once it hits the 60-minute mark. But again, I'm just picking up closed captioning, so I don't know everything. Man, it's like you're getting absolutely nothing right now from Lacadia and Vasquez. They're just doing nothing to bring these guys into play.
Yeah.
Let me see the stats right now. 58th minute, 65-35. Let me see this. Looks like Brian's having a little camping night with his kids out on their patio.
Nice. This would be a good night for it.
You know what my definition of camping is? Holiday Inn. I'm not an outdoors guy, man. Not an outdoors guy.
Love it. I love it.
His Garza had any touches, Dr. Darcy? I don't know. He's trying to get forward, though. Hit the pass! Again, I'm sitting up here off the TV, in the FIFA, view level. But Garza looked like he made a nice run there. If Crew could look at... Oh, here he is. Here he is. Going to bring him in.
See if this works. Nope.
Yep. Can you hear us, Brian?
Hey.
Yeah.
Can you hear us? Oh, little Brian and Lily. What's up, guys? You are live on Cincinnati Soccer Talk. How are you? How's our guest going?
Better than the game.
Whew.
I'm gonna dark.
Are you camping tonight, Lily?
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Brian? Are you going to camp?
No, this is more entertaining than the game. How we doing?
Good. So what is the over under of how many hours they actually sleep in the tent overnight?
2.
Rob, you got the over or under?
Yeah.
I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I'll say over.
Daddy,
Say
Hey,
hi.
sweetie.
how gross.
Say hey, Rob.
Hello. How are you guys?
Oh, good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now 3-0 still.
3-0 still. Hey, Brian. Little Brian.
Fine.
Can you do your FC Cincinnati chant for us? Here we go. Here we go.
Here we go.
He knows it too. Hey, ole, 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 ole.
Where's Bill on the drums?
No,
Somebody page Bill.
but that's okay. We scored. Oh, we scored. You, Cincinnati. No, seriously, how
Here for you.
we all right? Everybody all right tonight?
Larry says, let's put Lily up top and see if she can get some touches. We need help.
Couldn't be worse. She has a ton of energy, so I guarantee you she'd be better right now. Stick around.
Mommy.
No, I'm not making fun of you. You're beautiful. I love you.
Lily, we are not making fun of you. Uncle Bradley would never do anything mean to you.
She's what we call bashful. We love her.
Yeah.
And this guy right here, he'll put a head on anything, right? Hey.
All right, Lily. I love you, sweetie.
Y'all have a good night.
See, Brian?
Love ya.
Bye, guys.
Energy would be good, yes. Something.
What's your missus and daughter doing tonight?
They are watching this downstairs.
Oh, poor guys.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, I see an Old Spice ad in the corner of the screen. I think FC Cincinnati must have taken a look at my survey from this week. They don't get to know my toothpaste or shampoo, though, till they score 2 goals.
It's going to be a while then.
Can I wait for a coach to do his talking tactics, breaking this down till I do player ratings? Because, like, I honestly have no clue anymore. This is brutal. I'd love to know what Twitter's going right now. Have they just utterly turned the game off, or are they ripping people? I'd love to know.
Twos for everyone.
Twos dose. Randy, is Lacadia playing tonight? I haven't noticed. What's going on? Reds down 3-2. Ken Hetker, I just turned on a comedy. It's called The Second Half. Just so you know, all y'all, Locadia did not take your energy.
He did not.
Did not work. I appreciate y'all trying. Did not work. Jeremy Schrand, he did not. He did not.
So how fast can they get one of those guys from Hoffenheim over here?
Oh, put him on the Concorde. Get him over here next day. Oh, jeez. Look at left music. Selective comments. Some of these, Brian, I'm reading off Twitter, so I can't. I don't have the ability to post them to the screen. I do love EDM though, Brian. EDM for life. All right, we got a corner kick for NYCFC here. Probably gonna head in the back of the net. Nope, cleared. What's your hope level, FC Cincinnati fans? If you're listening to this, what's your hope level? Is it like, are we still believing? Is this a part of the quote-unquote process? Brian's hope level's 1, which I would mean is nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Do we still believe, or is this just kind of like not going to get any better until we just have a complete roster changeover? Good stop, Matthew. What's your hope level, Rob? What's your hope level?
For the match or the season?
The season.
Season?
Yes.
I mean, I still think, considering 10 playoff spots, it's definitely realistic that they can get a playoff spot. I'm sure it would be one of those play-in matches. And then, I mean, in a knockout style tournament, I mean, Stom's already proven what he can do. So my hope is with the product that we're seeing, I'm not like jumping up and down, but I'm also not deep in the pits of despair.
Dr. Darcy Kruger, hope sub-zero. Team going through the motions at this point. Oh man, good save by Spencer Ritchie there.
Mm-hmm.
Hope sub-zero, Darcy. I still think I'm like at a 3, which is not good. I believe that the manager has the ability to put parts in place when he has parts. I'm really interested to see what Komahela Makocho and Alvaro Barriel do. If they get in here and absolutely lay an egg, like, I'm not expecting to be world beaters the first, week or two, but like, if I don't see any growth, I'm really going to be worried.
Mm-hmm.
Really going to be worried. I think then Jeff Birding's going to have some tough questions to answer. Not that I'm talking about anybody losing their jobs at this point in time, because I feel overall what Coach Job Stom has been able to do to at least get this team fighting for a playoff spot is really nice. But hope Barriel isn't a 0 proposition from Brian. I don't know. Dr. Darcy Kruger, what bothers me is that our guys can't seem to connect or can't make quick passes. Okay, so I agree with this. But if you look at our players, like our team speed, I feel is pretty slow. Like you got Zhao. But other than that, like I think our team speed's pretty slow.
Yeah. Maya and Cruz in the midfield, and that's about it.
Right. The guy who makes the dock isn't getting fired.
I think NYCFC is more likely to get a 4th than FC Cincinnati is to get 1.
Yes. Yeah, it's exactly how I feel, which sucks.
Yep.
Not just slow physically, but also slow to. Yeah, I agree. I can agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
I think FC Cincinnati is so just literally unprepared on what to do with the ball when they get it. They don't have a clue. It's like they're just looking around, seeing who's there. I think that has to do with several things. No real preseason with this coach, even though that he's been here for several months now.
Mm-hmm.
Even though they had a little bit of a break in between them, Moses back tournament and whatnot. Now that they're playing games, they're playing so many midweek matches, so there's no midweek time to get game speed practice-ish. What was that? Yeah, there's no like. It's like they must just need to continue, like, just work on rondos all week. Just work on passing. Lily went into the tent. Good, Brian. Maybe she'll fall asleep there. And in this footy pajamas, it could be a little warm right now, but I guess it'll get cooler overnight. What's the low going to be tonight? 61's not bad.
So yeah, this would be perfect camping weather for me. Never.
Yeah, I don't camp. I don't think I even own a tent. You're what? You're you go down where Hugging Hills by Logan, is that right?
Yeah, we've been there a few times. Our honeymoon was actually there, although we had a cabin for that. We didn't rent a tent.
Here it is. Last sub, Kubo. I'm guessing Alan Cruz for you, Kubo.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Darcy, European leagues play twice a week without problems. Is that really a reason for our problems? I don't agree they play twice a week. Right now they've played a lot more lately, but they also have at least some squad rotation, which FC Cincinnati has none of.
Yeah.
They also are better players.
Mm-hmm.
And but FC Cincinnati they just don't know how they want to play. Brian, I'm not posting that comment. Yeah, I mean, you saw Spurs. I mean, they still rotated a lot of players midweek, and FC Cincinnati can't. So you got to keep the guys at least in the green to yellow level.
Yeah,
physically wise.
I mean, they brought 6 subs today. I mean, I know it would have been 7, but that's still. And again, this is where Mane and Alashe could really help you right now.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, we're still playing down so many players. I mean, get in. I mean, you're playing. Oh, don't be hurt, Brandon Vasquez, because if you're done, we're done. I mean, think about this. We traded Mane and Alashe, who would have played. You would think Sean Byung, if he was healthy, would play. Jimmy, believe it or not, if he was healthy, he'd probably be playing right now.
Yeah,
so,
I believe that.
Yeah, our starting 11 is quote unquote relatively healthy, but we have nobody else to change the match at all. And when you know there's nobody there, oh geez, that didn't look good. Maybe not. When you know there's nobody there to come in, like if you get hurt or you know that you're not going to be able to be subbed out this match like a Vasquez or a Locadia. Maybe you can't give that 100% effort the whole time because you know you've got to keep enough in the tank to get it through the match. Versus Locadia, if he knew he could give it all for 65, 70 minutes, he'd have somebody come in to try to close out the game. It's a different thing, but he knows he's got to go 90-some minutes. That was one of the things I was going to talk about earlier. Is like I'm just surprised like how well Joe Giles kept up. That looks like he's offside. But how well Joe Giles kept up with all the work he does.
Yeah.
And even Amaya, all the work that he does every single match, all the running, all the physical activity, the duels he wins, the challenges he makes. That's tough to do every single match. I mean, Dr. Darcy, you see Harry Kane when Spurs have not brought in a player to be his backup for 3 years, and that basically means he's got to play every match. He's done by every November, December. He's done. Like he gets to the holiday period, his goose is cooked and he's hurt.
Oh,
yeah, you're ahead of me, aren't you?
Yeah, that was a nice through ball they played.
Good kick, Randy Bullock. He was offside, I think. Maybe not. I don't know. I guess they're saying he was offside, I think. But
yeah, the official didn't have to raise the flag anyway. So how do you feel about the rest of the schedule, the way that's played out, the hand that they've been dealt?
Yeah, it's just more 2020 for FC Cincinnati getting raw end of the deal, having to play Minnesota a couple times, got to play Sporting KC, got to play Columbus again.
Yeah.
Like not playing Nashville?
Yeah. I don't, I've never
Nashville
had to...
gets to play like LA, like Houston and some of these just crap teams. It's like FC Cincinnati, I feel like they don't get a break at all.
Yeah. Thankfully I don't have to put together a schedule like that. And I'm sure it's not easy for the schedule makers there at MLS, but
get in. My one thing with Jurgen Locadia is it's almost like every single run he makes, it's predictable. Like you look at Jazzy, and I mean, there's similar players. Jazzy's artist makes runs. He does he plays off the center back in so many different spots, makes different runs. Like he tries to stay off the player, so he'll cut in, and he'll cut out. It's like Locatia's just not making the right runs all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I am not even going to try to say the name of the player that's coming in for a run on the treatment. I am Gunmunder Thorensen. No way. So did you have a tent on your honeymoon in Hocking Hills, or did you have a cabin?
A cabin.
Okay.
Cabin, yeah. We actually went to East Fork a couple months ago, back in July.
Yeah.
We took the kid camping for the first time.
Oh, how'd she do?
She did well.
What the hell was that? That's a yellow card.
Yep, there it is. in the past, we've just done like in the backyard, like what Brian's doing with his kids tonight. But she did better than we thought.
What time's Tottenham play tomorrow? $9 a.m. So
Come on, guys.
Been a little
Come
bit.
on.
If they score, you can celebrate. That's fine with me.
Not yet. Looked promising for a second, but
damn it! I hate that you're ahead of me. But then I guess that's how they feel about me every week on these things. I did the DVR thing for a couple weeks where I brought the DVR from like the main floor and put it down here because I'm not paying for whole house DVR. I mean, that's like 20 some extra bucks a month. That's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. Our listeners asleep? I haven't seen a comment for a little bit. Looks like a free kick coming. FC Cincinnati's got to make one of these off of like a header at some point. Like that's my one thing. Is like we've got all these guys that are great at heading the ball, but we've not really done much off set pieces outside of the Medellin and Olympico.
Yep.
Nothing to comment on. That's true, Dr. Darcy.
It is. Oh.
Yep, Waston back post every freaking time. Guys, you realize that that's been telegraphed 18 billion times. You need to try something else. Oh, did they just score there?
No.
I want to see a replay. They cut it. That Sean Johnson just turned the ball over right in the top of the box right there.
Oh, you mean should it have been a goal?
Well, no, like literally just right now. Like as soon as he hit that, they cut to replay. But he like gave it to Sean Johnson. Gave the ball over to FC Cincinnati at the top of the box. Like as soon as he kicked it, like you look at it. But they switched it, and Tommy couldn't comment on it because he couldn't see it. Yeah, that's a pretty easy save for Sean Johnson. It's so predictable. Just look at Kendall Waston. That's where the ball is going. Five replays on that. Fudge, just terrible passing. I'm so excited for 2023 when we're finally consistently getting results. Jacob Clary. Matt Doyle, I really hope FC Cincinnati has a 3-year plan.
I just saw that.
I just don't want us to be the joke anymore. That's the thing.
I mean, Nashville's even scoring more goals than FC Cincinnati is right now.
Yeah, right?
It's funny, we talk about, why aren't they playing Nashville? Why aren't they playing Nashville? Do we want to be playing Nashville right now?
Yeah, the thing that sucks too is like, this isn't a great New York team right now.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, they're missing Haybear.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, that was a weird kick. Who else are missing? They're Maxi Morales? I mean, they're missing two of their best players.
Mm-hmm.
They could be so much better, and they're just curb stomping us right now. Jeremy Schrain, 2023 will be a rebuild year. Every single year of FC Cincinnati's existence has been a rebuilding year, so I wouldn't expect anything different. But that's kind of why it's been so interesting, and also why it's been so tough. It's like we've never had like one main team that we could take over from year to year to year. Everything's just been always in a constant state of change.
You know, the one year where there wasn't a whole lot of turnover was 2016 going into 2017. Of course, then you still had a coaching turnover at that point. But
then you had a coaching turnover, but then
Yeah.
believe it or not, I mean, but then we had Mansarai and Jibby come in kind of late.
Yeah.
And like right before they went to Florida, those two guys came in,
Mm-hmm.
and we still made a lot of changes that year. Did Danny Koenig come in that year? I think he came in. I thought he came in halfway through that year.
Yeah, I was about to say halfway through.
What year was Schindler? I think he was second year, wasn't he?
Maybe.
So like we believe it or not, I mean we had some changes that year.
Yeah, I forgot about Mansoray.
I mean defense you had Austin Berry and
Delbridge.
And you had Tyler Pollack. They were the starting left backs. You had Kenny Walker, Corbin, Jimmy, Weeda. So I guess you still had a lot, but even Weeda at the end of that second year wasn't a starter.
Yeah.
Like consistently.
Oh man.
Hit the ball.
Yeah.
What? You need to be quicker on the ball, Kubo. You need to pick your head up and hit the pass. And that's what other teams do that FC Cincinnati can just not do. Pick your head up, boom, hit the pass. Pick your head up, boom, hit the pass. Is that a tactical thing? Is that something that needs to be drilled in to the team? Because I think Yapstam is better than what we've seen, but is Yapstam awesome? I don't know. We'll see yet. That just play was perfect. 2020 FC Cincinnati. Just you give the ball up because you dribble the ball into the back of your teammate's leg. Unbelievable.
Well, great opportunity for them coming up. It does feel like New York has had 10 subs. Man, that's inches from a penalty based on where they placed it. Oh, God.
Did he just score?
Yeah.
Well, good news. I think my safe for another week. Growler Cup lead safe for another week. People may get points from the loss, but
I'll get points from the loss and points from the 0.
what is it? Is it 4 points for the result and then one
And
for
the-
each one of the score?
Yeah.
How is that?
Yeah.
So you're gonna get 5?
Mm-hmm.
Damn it! I'm gonna get 0. I picked a 1-1 draw. How many uninspiring performances can one team have in a season? The problem is, it's like I talked to my brother-in-law about this because he's a Browns fan, and I maintained to him that it's easier being a Browns fan than it is to be a Bengals fan because like there's really just no hope. Like, you know, Browns most of the time don't even look competitive, so like their season's over so quick. Like this with FC Cincinnati, it's like you have a good performance or a couple good performances, and then just get shellacked, and a couple good performances and you get shellacked. But then come the end of the year, where it's going to be the same result. It's like, golly, I did not see 4-0 coming. Can they just blow this dead right at 490? Please do so. Antonis Fractious. Can we try full offense and throw everything forward for a few minutes?
3 minutes.
Jeez. I'm not sure our players could last playing on the front foot for, 45 minutes, let alone 90.
Mm-hmm.
We just wouldn't know what to do. What the hell was that? Like, you get New York who are pinging these one balls, just every one touch passes to each other on point. I mean, what the hell was that?
Oh.
The problem is, I think FC Cincinnati's only hope is going to the international market to get players because the domestic players see this crap and go, "I'm not putting my career in those guys' hands. No way.
Yeah.
No way. We're not FC Cincinnati USL days where we can just pay people more to come here. No. Like, hell, look at that in the box. You don't see us doing that ever. Golly. And we supposedly have experienced professionals who've been in this game for such a long time that they should be able to hit a simple 1-2 pass with no problems.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how does that ball get through 3 defenders to the attacker? Was it Gary McKay Stevens or whatever his name is? Like, how does that even happen?
Can Linder buy us a South American team?
Yeah, can Linder buy? That's a great idea. Just so soft. All right, game over. 4-0. What are you gonna take from tonight, Rob?
I keep thinking back to the situation back here in Cincinnati with Nick Hagglund and everything, and I'm sure that's got to be weighing on their minds. But I was hoping for more of an effort than what we saw.
I absolutely hate to blame games on effort. Maybe that's because I can't always grade it. And maybe as a person, I just refuse to believe the team isn't putting out the full effort. But I think tonight it was just not there. I don't know if it was I don't know if it was they were tired coming, playing midweek against a Union, and then traveling after the weekend. I don't know if it was the Hagglund stuff. I don't know if it was giving up the goal 30 seconds in.
Yeah.
But whatever it was, FC Cincinnati just it's been something that's repeated itself several times this year. It's they get down, head sags, body language sags. They're late to tackles. They're late to passes. They're sloppy passes, sloppy giveaways. Self-inflicted wounds.
Yeah. Now that I think about it, this reminds me a lot of the Chicago match up in Chicago.
Yeah. And again, this is a team that we should have beat last weekend. And 1 week later, just get curb stomped. It's horrible.
Mm-hmm.
And if they're not going to put the full effort there, this is what's going to happen to you. The NYCFC, they got a lot of good professionals, which FCC should have. They should be able to hit passes, boom, 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 boom. Can't do it, and they can't play that way. I know Yapstam wants to be more offensive, but again, there's still he can't transition to an offense if his players simply cannot make the passes. So it's one thing to say just switch, just 4-3-3, go. But I mean, we're going to turn the ball and then we're going to have even less guys back.
Yeah.
They've got to get the basic things okay, I'm a golfer. Okay. I feel like everything starts in your golf grip. Okay. And then you got to work to your back, then you got to work on your takeaway. And then you can go before you even get to talking about your follow through and how you exit before you even hit the ball. So there's a process to every single thing. And I think just connecting the passes for professionals, that's grip. Okay. That's grip pressure. That's basic takeaway. That's basic stuff. That's so early. It should be early in the process enough. You can't even transition to if you want to hit, a different shot over the last shot. If you don't have those basics down. So not good enough for FC Cincinnati. And again, there's been several matches in a row here where I want to say it's probably been the last 5 matches. I'm not seeing any growth beyond our team's now able to sit back so deep. And if a team doesn't press us, we're able to do a little bit and the other team's not going to be able to score. So disappointing, man. The confidence is really starting to wane. Pressure. I don't know if it exists yet on the front office and the coaching staff. I'm going to be a little bit more lenient on Yapstam because the team's not there. But golly, that was just such a below par performance.
It was.
Yep. All right. Well, let's shut things up for tonight. We're going to have a live show Monday, and then we'll have another March to Match Day this week, hopefully talking to somebody from Minnesota. Boston Razzle Dazzle Brazzle will be back in the host chair on March to Match Day at least, and then Coach and I think Michael Lahoud will be back this week as well. So appreciate everybody for coming on, and for Rob Pierce, I'm Brad Weigel. And you know what? Maybe one of these days we'll be able to celebrate a performance where we finally get 3 points for Cincinnati. So thank you guys for coming, and you have a great, great evening.